Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Purah Kadash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and my Heavenly Big Brother, Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, great millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching this truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Bashim Abushah. Try to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person, or so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. I got some videos of random stuff I'm gonna play and get into, and I'm gonna get into the scriptures while I'm playing these videos, and say whatever God say through Spirit and power. Yahweh Bashim Shah, the Holy Spirit of Kurhak Kadash. Lord willing, be on me. Let's get it.
Steven Spielberg and his new movie Disclosure Day, which is basically about the unveiling of aliens, is stirring quite the controversy within the church. Take a look.
If this truth were just known overnight, if the government announced, yes, we have been keeping this from you since 1947, that would mess up a lot of people. And the movie also takes the position of the church. What does this do to the fundamental beliefs that many of us have? And, is...
But see, this devil here knows the truth. He puts a twist to it. And what was it? When he was being interviewed by, I don't know when and where, but I heard about it. Talking about his ass being interviewed, and they said that the interviewer asked him, how did you become a great film director or producer or whatever? He said, well, first you got to study the Bible. And of course, he's a small hatter, but he got to study the Bible. Yeah. And then also put your little demonic ass twist to it. Bunch of lying ass fucking baby dick suckers. Anyway, but yeah, he studies the Bible. And plus I know he listens to the prophets of Yahweh Shema Shah. Because in the movie, they gonna be depicting the aliens or the UFO, the creatures that piloting these UFOs or spacecrafts, are long finger, gray or green looking skin niggas with them damn big old eyeballs with a big bald head or some shit. Yeah, some bugged out shit. But anyway, the people ignorantly thinking aliens is really angels, and the spaceships are the Lord's chariots, and it's all in the Bible, depicted in the Bible. I'm not gonna get into it because I got these other videos to get into, but that's basically it. And this nigga knows, and they want to throw that bullshit out, saying that it's getting tired, nigga. The gig is up. The jig is up. Whatever. It's getting tired, nigga. It's time. Well, they ain't gonna fess up and tell you the truth. The Lord gonna have to come out and show you the truth. And also, he's showing the truth. He telling it through his prophets. But anyway, let me get back to the video.
Is God our God only on this planet, or is God a God for every system?
Oh shit! Shut up, nigga. He only for Israel, not you niggers. No.
Where there's civilization, intelligent life, and even developing life.
All right, let's bring in.
Oh, that's what he meant.
CBN's resident alien.
And these faggots don't know shit. These faggots don't know shit. These damn homos don't know a goddamn thing. Fucking dumb faggots.
Expert Billy Hollowell. Billy,
and I believe both of them are fucking small hatters.
What did you think about his comments?
I love that that's my title, resident alien expert. You know, I'll tell you, I think the comments are interesting because they're not just coming from the secular world.
Look at this nigga. That nigga got a big old Jewish nose. That nigga got an Amalekite nose like a motherfucker.
Coming from Christians, I've heard numerous Christians say, if there are aliens, it's going to shake my faith. It's going to rock my faith. And I sort of have to wonder.
Nah, it's going to fuck you up when you find out that those so-called aliens are angels and they look like so-called black men or men of color. I don't know. I mean, they going to be men of color. They can look like Jose. They can look like you so-called Latinos or Native Indians. Shit, but you know damn well they're going to be looking like the people that majority of Americans hate. So-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Indians. That's what these angels going to be looking like.
Well, why? Let's just back up here. My perspective is that...
And they're going to fuck a lot of people heads up worldwide. They be like, hold on, wait a minute. What the fuck?
We're not dealing with aliens. We're dealing with the demonic realm. We're dealing with angels and demons. And people are seeing the spiritual realm pour over, and they're making assumptions that it's alien life. But even if there were aliens, let's just say hypothetically, there's really no reason for that to shake anybody's faith. The Bible is really clear that Jesus came to die for human...
Oh, my goodness. Shut up, nigga.
Beings, right? He came to die and rise again and save human beings.
No, he came to save the elect of Israel, not human beings, not everybody. That's that universal bullshit these Christians, the insanity of Christianity pushes and shit. He ain't a universal God coming to save every fucking body. He coming to save the Israelites. And also another thing that's mentioned, speckled birds that look like the heathens. He coming to save his elect of those people too. But not everybody. Fuck no.
That was a specific plan. If you look at angels, angels have free will, right? The Bible seems to...
No, they do not have free will, you dumb fucker. Angels take the orders of the Lord, nigga. Just like Satan took the orders of the Lord, especially during Job. What happened? The Lord told Satan what to do with Job, and he did it. He didn't kill him. He just got him sick. And you know what I'm saying? These Christians don't know shit. And it fucking frustrates me. But oh well.
Indicate that 1/3 of them fell.
That same tired ass shit. The falling angels. The fallen angels referring to the men of Israel. They fell from grace. Yeah.
They made a choice to fall. You have
No fucking angels rebel from God and Almighty, nigga.
Satan, clearly, who seems to have free will. So with this...
No, he ain't got free will. They're employees to Yahweh Shema Shah. They all have jobs, and they do their jobs, and they happy to do it. The Lord created angels to do the bidding of the Lord, of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. They're two separate entities, the Father and the Son. And you harebrained, dumb, insane ass Christians believe. Oh, it's 1 minute and 44 seconds right here. But all praise Yahweh Shema Shah, the Wadi Yahweh Shema Shah. Harebrained, insane, and the membrane fucking Christians believe that shit. Still are. You gonna keep believing that shit till them fucking missiles come.
Free will
And I can't pray for them missiles to come faster.
Conversation. You go back to the Bible. The Bible doesn't say Jesus died.
Wipe these faggots off here.
Died for angels, right? It doesn't say that. He died for human beings. So if there were aliens...
No, he died for the Israel, the sake of the elect of Israel. I don't know about no 2/3, but the elect of Israel.
Aliens out there, hypothetically, which I don't believe...
The true believers of Yahweh Shema Shah.
There are, again... then it really doesn't complicate the salvation narrative at all because it's very specific to human beings. So I think that's something that people are getting worked up about, and they're like, oh, it would rock my faith. Well, why? It doesn't rock your faith that angels don't have a salvation plan, right? Like, that doesn't rock your faith. Why would aliens rock your faith? But I think...
All right, anyway, let's see what the hell going on with this place. Why we need salvation. Let's get to the next video. Because, damn, these fucking Christians are fucking demonic themselves. There's a fucking big nose demon right here. A big old nose faggot demon. Even a bald head one. But anyway, let's see why we need to get out of here, why we need salvation out of here.
Experience these...
That ain't it. Well, that ain't it. That's an ad. Of course.
Connection isn't just...
A fucking other ad. God damn.
Florida Department of Health says that it found pesticides in some common types of sandwich bread.
So we took a...
Damn. The bread is defiled bread. And that's why we need to get the fuck out of here. One of the many reasons why we need to get out of here.
Closer look at the results. Our chief investigative reporter, Craig Patrick, has the data and the context.
The DeSantis administration said it tested store-bought bread and found high levels of pesticide in some popular brands.
And there was a lot of legwork that went into making sure that they were doing
and I know damn well it ain't just one fucking brand that's popular. It's all them motherfuckers. You can find out that all of them got some shit in it. Lead, mercury, metal, all kind of shit. Well, lead and I think lead. Yeah, lead is a metal, but I don't know about mercury. That's like some kind of liquid. No, that's a metal too. I don't know.
The right way, in a way that really was scientifically rigorous.
In 6 types of bread, the test detected the pesticide glyphosate.
Oh, come on, bruh. That shit been in the fucking bread. That shit been in a whole bunch of stuff. That's why we gotta get... There's so much shit, too. And they'll probably go by another name. Instead of if it's not that, it's going by another name.
Has a lot of really insidious effects, very concerning effects.
The federal safe limit for glyphosate in wheat grain is 30 parts per million. But the state published its findings in parts per billion, which increases the number you see on the page. Dr. Marie Bourgeois is a USF chemistry professor and toxicologist.
I don't know why you would do that based on the regulatory...
She got the right shirt to wear. I guess she into golfing.
Toxicologist.
I don't know why...
As you can see, she got the skull and crossbones. Death. I don't know if she's a doctor of death, but whatever.
Why you would do that based on the regulatory limit that we have set. It just inflates the numbers.
30 parts per million translates to 30,000 parts per billion.
There's a whole lot of threes. 33, whatever.
And the highest level of glyphosate the state found in any bread was 191.0.
Oh, they got it in Wonder Bread. They got it in Dave's Killer Bread. Shit, why they got it in Dave? Goddamn, that's a lot. But hold on, well, Wonder Bread is just as high as this shit. Sara Lee. Let me go back. They showed that list, but they ain't show it all, the whole list. Nature's Own, they're pretty high. Dave's Killer Bread ain't that high. Hey man, what the fuck? What about this one? Y'all ain't talking about this one. Yeah, they goddamn butter bread from Nature's Own.
Highest level of glyphosate the state found in any bread was 191.
Wait a minute, how did he say?
Just inflates the numbers.
30 parts per million translates to 30,000 parts per billion. And the highest level of glyphosate the state found in any bread was 191.04 parts per billion.
Which one?
But who was closest? The one up top, the Nature's Own. That shit had got a lot of it. Just as much.
Would make these numbers seem very small.
Small, as in the highest level the state found, is less than 1% of the federal safety limit.
I defy you to find someone who's going to be able to eat enough bread for that to be a problem.
Here's some of the math on that. For an average man weighing nearly 200 pounds, with the highest level of glyphosate the state found, he'd have to eat more than 29,000 slices of bread per day. Or assuming 20 slices per loaf, that's more than 1,400 loaves per day.
Now, on the other hand, the baking industry estimates that a 130-pound adult would need to eat roughly 600 loaves of bread a day over a lifetime to reach the agency's exposure limit.
Shit. We gotta get out of there from these damn demons. That's why we need them cherries. Well, these stupid ass crap keep talking about those are demons. No, those are angels. You are a demon, nigga. You motherfuckers are demons. And look what you're doing with your food supply. What the people are doing, the elite are doing with your food supply, poisoning all you suckers. Shit.
We've requested an interview with the governor, the first lady, and Dr. Ladapo. We've also requested additional details in this.
Yeah, where's RFK when you need him? You know damn well they ain't gonna need. You ain't gonna see that stuttering ass nigga nowhere.
Its testing protocols, its methods, and its procedures. We are still waiting for a response.
And you're gonna keep waiting till the missiles come. Man, we gotta get out of here. Let me get a scripture. Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 13. And the Lord Yahweh said, even thou shalt the children of Israel, you talking about you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled bird that look like the heathens, eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. And also was another one I had. Well, I don't have that scripture in here in my notes. I'm pretty sure. But we'll eat. Somehow we eat poison. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know how long this video gonna be, but I don't care. Eat poison and live. I need to add that in if I find it. Poison and live. The Bible. There we go. They ain't Kings. I guess that's Kings. Let me try this. Hold on, where am I here? Okay, I like going to this website, looking up stuff. Life. That's not it. It says the Bible contains a famous cause servant. Poison. I said prison. Eat poison. Damn, I'm tripping, bro. I'm forgetting how you spell poison. Poison. That girl is poison. Yeah, it's Mark. Dang, is this it? I can't see. No, this ain't it. It said they shall take up serpents and it will drink the deadly thing and it will not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick. And oh yeah, this ain't it. Damn, this ain't it. Well, I can't find it, don't I? Nope, this ain't nowhere in here. But it says like I can't remember. All I can remember will eat like poison or eat food that's like poison and live. But anyway, let's move on.
Craig Patrick.
Well, actually, let's get to the next video. And now there's another. These niggas trying to make a drug that can resurrect the dead or reverse death. Man, we definitely got to get the fuck out of here. These devils trying to reach immortality. And you know another thing, when they got these type of drugs, you know they try to take, they develop all these drugs and they coming from us, Israelites. Yeah. It's like with the cancer pills and all this treatment shit, it come from our DNA. Anyway, just like melanin coming out and putting it into for semiconductors. Melanin, sucking up the melanin out of somebody's skin. And we're like subjects, these motherfuckers, man. Lab rats.
A form of ketamine.
Not all of you are, because some of you speckled birds ain't got no melanin. Some you do, but you know, anyway.
Ketamine was recently approved by the FDA for.
President Donald Trump has sparked controversy after he claimed that an unnamed experimental drug could, in his words, bring people back from the dead. President Trump made these remarks during a healthcare event last month, where he described an extraordinary and unverified medical outcome, suggesting a patient who was near death showed sudden recovery after receiving this experimental drug.
We know the drug works because we've taken people that were dead. We had a person given the last rites, gone. The kids are crying and started them on this drug, and the person became better. It works. You know?
At the event, Trump emphasized what he called the success of the Right to Try Act, a policy that allows terminally ill patients to access experimental treatments not yet fully approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Let's go right to try. That if you're terminally ill, you have the right to try a drug that has not gone even anywhere near final. If it shows even a little promise, and we've saved thousands of lives. It was very hard to get because the insurance companies didn't want it, the doctors didn't want it, because the doctors didn't want to be blamed.
The remarks come amid Trump's continued push to reshape U.S. healthcare policy, particularly around drug pricing and access. Earlier this year, Trump unveiled TrumpRx.gov, a platform designed to offer discounted prescription medications. As of May this year, the platform included more than 750 medications, ranging from widely used generics.
So like what is reverse aging and shit? They want to live forever, man. They want to be gods, but they can't be. They gonna stay as men. They gonna die as men. Oh, and it's 5:44 on the clock. Well, not on here. I was looking at this stove clock and it said it. But all praise Yahweh Shema Shah, the water Yahweh Shema Shah. But yeah. Psalm chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? This is vain, pointless, and it's stupid too. To think y'all niggas can cheat death with a damn drug. Nigga, this ain't Lucy.
Welcome to Daily Pulse, where we keep your finger on the pulse of the latest breaking news and the news they're keeping from you. A quick reminder to head on over to Rumble to watch our full show. If you're not subscribed to our channel yet, do so right now to catch our No Holds Barred reporting brought to you by the Vigilant Fox and Z Media. Tonight, the UK wants message scanning on phones and to jail tech CEOs who refuse to spy on the people. Researchers are pushing a new AI-designed super vaccine. And some good news. Ivermectin has been shown to be effective against New World screwworm.
Oh yeah, there's another video that says that we let you know we need to get the fuck out of here. Sorry, I'm trying to get my words out. Yeah, researchers push potential mandatory AI vaccine. AI vaccine? What does that mean? In other words, that means something to do with a chip implant, maybe? Does that have something to do with a chip implant? I don't know. Some more tech, really. Some nanobots? Maybe. And then finally we'll get the chip implant. Well, I don't know about me, but that they'll issue out the chip implants. But anyway.
Let's get into the Daily Pulse. In this worldwide race for the most totalitarian country in the world, where almost all Western countries want to lead, the UK is making stride after stride. They are drafting a law to jail tech execs for 5 years if they refuse to build scanners that scan every photo, video, and message on your phone. This article is from Reclaim the Net. UK wants message scanning on phones and jail CEOs who refuse. Think of the children is the oldest skeleton key in the political toolbox, and the British government has just jammed it into the lock on every phone in the country. Ministers are reportedly drafting a law that would force Apple, Google and the rest to make it impossible for a child to send, receive, view or share a single nude image, with the executives who refuse facing up to 5 years in prison. Now, the children are the headline, but the surveillance is the product, of course. Peel off the press release, and the demand turns out to be impossible to meet without doing the exact thing the government has wanted to do for years. You cannot block every naked picture someone might stumble across without inspecting every picture, every message, every video call, every streamed film, on every device, all the time. It goes on, the nudity is the excuse and the unbroken view into your phone is the actual prize, with protecting kids chosen as the wrapping paper precisely because nobody dares unwrap it in public. The industry calls the method client-side scanning, a phrase engineered to sound like a checkbox in settings rather than what it is, which is a permanent informant living on hardware that you paid for. Frame it as catching predators and it sails through. Frame it honestly as government-mandated spyware on tens of millions of phones and it sinks. So the framing stays welded to the children, where objection is made to feel indecent. The enforcement is lifted from the Online Safety Act, that gift that keeps on taking, which already lets the state jail technology bosses for 5 years. Sold to the public as a shield for children, it's behaving more like a crowbar, and the government has now found the wall it most wants to lever open, which is the inside of your phone. Jess Phillips, the former Home Office Safeguarding Minister, resigned in May after concluding ministers would only ever encourage firms to comply, a word that in Whitehall binds about as tightly as a strongly worded birthday card. Quote, "It has taken me a year to get you to agree to even threaten to legislate in this space," Phillips wrote to Prime Minister Keir Starmer. "Not legislate, just threaten." As usual, she kept going. "The announcement was meant to be in March. I'm still on a promise that this will happen in June. I've given up believing it," she added, before asking how many children were left without a safety net in the time we dilly-dallied and worried about tech bosses. Phillips plainly means every word, and that sincerity is exactly what makes her cause so useful to the people who don't. The giveaway is that the government isn't inventing any of this, it's ordering a louder remix of tracks that the tech giants already cut. Apple switched on device-level age checks for UK users earlier this year and now runs 2 relevant systems. Its web content filter bars adult websites across Safari and every other browser. Its communication safety feature rifles through AirDrop, FaceTime, messages and photos for nudity and blurs whatever it catches. Google shipped its own version, branded sensitive content warnings, which pours through Google Messages doing the same chore. According to the Times, ministers...
I'm going to stop this. I mean, if you want to watch the rest of the video, be my guest. I don't know. I don't want to get too much into playing all this. But anyway, they go to title of it. They go to her channel. And this shit is sound like it's leading to the chip implant, the mark of the beast. Yeah, it's talking about some mandatory AI vaccine, nigga. Fuck that shit. Next video.
In Havana, like every commodity, hope is in short supply.
Well, if you believe in Yahweh Shema Shah, you be alright. But you Israelites, y'all want to call on Jesus or either Satan. Cause you niggas be damn doing some of that Buddha shit. And daggone, hey, the Lord jacking you Israelites up. I mean, this is just the beginning, especially for you Morasorites over there.
Rubbish bin.
And you know there's other tribes over in Cuba, but the majority of them be Morasorites. Manasseites.
It's now a place to harvest as much as discard.
And bro, he all in the trash can, the dumpsters. Yeah.
They offer sustenance for the hungry. The desperate
goddamn shame.
Must decide what will do them more harm.
That dude like, I don't know about this shit. You see, this what Esau's doing to you, you Israelite. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that guy's an Israelite. Shit, I don't know about what looks. But shit, this is what the Lord's doing to you. To all y'all. It's coming to America.
Than good.
That dude look like somebody Uncle Larry or something. Uncle Larry about 300 pounds of fat. And now that nigga skin and bones. Cause hey, famine's gonna hit these people hard.
On every street corner, the same fetid mess, the same hunt.
She was pretty good looking right now. Where she at?
On every street corner, the same
girl right there with the glass.
Fetid mess, the same hunt for something worth salvaging.
Yeah, women that look like that, they better be locking themselves in or trying to find a man of the Lord. Or any woman she need to be finding a man of the Lord. That's something. That's something that ain't nobody hardly do anymore. Collecting cans. And you probably ain't getting shit out of it for it.
Is recycling to survive? He gets 30 pesos for a kilo, that's a few pence. He'd need to collect several big bags like this just to afford a piece of fruit. Berta Baez has been picking them up all morning, but bristles at the prices here. An entire day's work just for a few bananas. She says the government gives her very little money, so she has no choice but to sell cans to be able to eat. This is a city where civic pride is a luxury they can no longer afford. It's not just the crumbling grandeur, that slow rot set in decades ago as the American blockade grew and Cuba's communist allies dwindled. But now, as a result of an American oil embargo, power shortages are critical. Butter is sold quickly in this heat. With no refrigeration, shoppers must get it before it goes rancid. Water doesn't flow anymore in Havana. Instead, it's dragged. With no power, electric pumps are idle, so this is how some homes are resupplied. Jose Luis tells me it's the same in all the houses. For 6 months, there's been no water service here. And when I ask who he blames, the Americans or his own government, he says talking too much can get you arrested. Cuba's plight is evident at every meal. Coal, not gas, is used to cook by many, a daily indicator of how bad things have got. Petrol is so scarce it's forced many of Cuba's famous classic cars
Look at them hoopties. Oh, that up there. Oh, that's a Bel Air.
off the road. These
They ain't riding them motherfuckers.
relics of a bygone age before the revolution are now stationary reminders of today's shortages.
Oh yeah, they ain't riding no suckers no more.
Electric
They
cars
got electric cars there. I didn't know that.
or rickshaws have become a more reliable form of transport. But for drivers who have no choice, getting more than their 20-litre-a-month ration of fuel involves cruising the city and signalling as they pass petrol stations to see if the staff will sell them some fuel on the black market. For Michael, the lack of available medicine has cost him dear. His untreated diabetes resulted in both legs being amputated 3 years ago, and since then the situation has got worse. When I ask him who he blames, he's blunt: the Cuban government, citing the expensive...
Yeah, and I mean, he saw plant these damn governments there, them leaders there to fuck the people over. Yeah, what they calling some kind of some Latin American something, but they train them up. They be like former soldiers, and they train them up to be world leaders so they can kick their own people asses in their own countries. Yeah, part of them curses from Yahweh Shem Abba Shah.
Medicines he can't afford. Those who work in Cuba's health system, like Jose, can get their hands on medical supplies, and that's part of the problem. He sells some of it on this black market website. Cuba's famous hospital network is crumbling. Despite Donald Trump's oil blockade, some aid shipments are being allowed through. This one from Mexico has 7,000 tons of rice, milk and beans to help feed a country on the brink. The Cuban government brushes off criticism of its record, saying the current crisis is not its fault.
What would you say to Cuban people that we have talked to who don't blame the American government for this situation, they blame your government?
I wouldn't have
You say you blame all sides. Hell.
exactly any message for Cubans. I think that that question should be asked to the American government because they are the responsible actor.
New financial sanctions have...
They say y'all corrupt. East of America, yeah, y'all definitely...
forced international hotel brands to pull out. What greater tangible sign of Cuba's crumbling tourism
Yeah, no more tourism.
industry than resorts being taken over by a government in crisis. The music might still be playing, but there's almost no one left to hear it. Each evening, Cuba enters its own dark age. Huge swathes of the capital are without power, despite residents' best efforts to find a remedy. The fortunate few have generators, but only as long as the fuel lasts.
In a city which was renowned for its nightlife and joie de vivre, Havana has now been plunged into darkness and largely into silence. If you look at the blocks of flats around here, there are no lights on apart from the few people who've managed to charge up a battery during the day.
In this city of silhouettes, most are forced to make their own entertainment. Yet in exclusive corners, there is a land of plenty for the few. The elite have the power in Cuba in every sense.
And what they? The elite.
The elite have the power in Cuba in every sense. Lazaro has a rap sheet for his rhymes, and he doesn't care. He wears his heart on his sleeve, his allegiance to Trump on his chest.
Oh my goodness. Oh my, I was wondering what is up with this dude. Jake got a purse. He's ripping and rhyming on some whatever the fuck he rhyming about. And he got a shirt of Trump, his God, his savior, next to Jeebus, Jesus Christos. Nigga, that nigga bugged the fuck out.
And his contempt for the authorities on his skin. His indelible slogan, down with the Cuban government.
You down with the Cuban government? Talking about down with the Cuban government, but you loyal to Trump. What the fuck? Trump want to nuke you niggas.
And he's been imprisoned multiple times for his anti-government rapping. He says he's asking for Donald Trump to finally enter the island.
Oh man, Jake is lost his sauce. Jake is so fucking lost in the sauce, it's ridiculous. He want Trump to do something. Trump don't do shit. He's under the control of Amalek. And they both under control of Yahweh Shemal Shah, but Trump ain't gonna do shit, nigga.
Because we need an intervention now so the Castro Canalistas leave. He says if Trump invades, he'd be on the front lines with the Americans.
Now this is what happens when you so much misinformed about certain individuals. These people are so fucking lost, they don't have no clue. Who are you supporting? Who are you calling for help from? Yeah, they're coming to send you help to exterminate your ass faster.
His fury is fueled by what he shows me next. On the third floor of a nearby apartment block, his mother should be in hospital. But she's stuck here in acute pain with a heart condition. The drugs she needs are running out, and so is her patience. She says, I wish I could die every time I get sick. Honestly, I ask God every day to bring me death, because this isn't easy.
Yeah, that's what happened, hey man. Use them curses. So you Israelite.
Margot is almost as old as the revolution she feels has failed her. She's weeping for better days, and so is Cuba. Dan Rivers, ITV News.
Oh, poor mama. Hey, it's gonna be coming to America. Next video about Cuba. What was this about? Yeah.
It's a family crisis that's unfolding in real time.
We're joined in studio this time by friend of the show, Juan David Rojas. He's an independent journalist. You can find his writing all the time over at Compact. He had a big story about his work, kind of as a social worker with people who had come during the Biden surge and were making asylum claims. And some big takeaways from the piece. We want to talk about Claudia Sheinbaum. We want to talk about some different things happening around Latin America. Pete Hegseth is actually at Guantanamo.
We would come to the border and
ended up
we're
being
lost.
unaccounted for. So go on.
Yeah, it became a political issue. So I was a case manager, and so basically, you like come here either illegally or like solicit asylum. Then going back to your country sometimes becomes difficult. But essentially, yeah, for on the right side of the aisle, like I try to be very compassionate and talk about like some of these stories, even like. And the problem with that is you get this insane backlog of asylum claimants. And that hurts actual asylees because you have so many economic migrants crowding out people with legitimate claims. And so my perspective is there needs to be limits. I consider myself a social democrat, an old school, so like $8 ICE.
Oh, these niggas ain't talking about nothing. Let's skip this shit. Anyway, but pain is happening in other parts of the world. It's happening here in America. Boy, it's going to be at the extreme. Man.
All right, are we back at war? We might be. It's a little bit unclear, but at this juncture, it looks like the United States has struck Iran in retaliation for the helicopter that was shot down, which Iran says, oops, that was an accident. Then Iran struck back at U.S. assets in the Middle East, and Trump is threatening to hit back again. Israel is gearing up a ton of troops. What exactly is happening? Let's go ahead and break this down. So first of all, what we're hearing from reports is that at least 7 U.S. strikes have now hit Bandar Abbas, Manab, Keshem, and Sirik in southern Iran, with Trump saying the response, quote, should be very strong, very powerful, And that's what this one is what he said. So this is the retaliation for the downed helicopter. What we're hearing about these strikes is that U.S. Central Command announced strikes on Iran after downing of the U.S. Apache helicopter over the Strait of Hormuz. This is from DW, saying Donald Trump had earlier threatened an attack on Iran over the helicopter shoot-down. After several rounds of strikes, the U.S. military said it has completed its response to the shoot-down of the helicopter. Fresh Iranian attacks reported on U.S. military facilities in Kuwait, Jordan, and Bahrain. Iran's FM, in response to U.S. strikes, says leave our region if you want to be safe. And Israeli airstrikes hit Tyre in southern Lebanon after the military ordered the entire city to evacuate. So that's kind of the latest rundown on where we're at with this war in the Middle East that hasn't really ever seemed to calm down because Israel has made sure that it cannot. Financial Times reports that 20,000 people in Iran have now been left without water because one of the strikes the U.S. did hit reservoir tanks. Wow, like 20,000 civilians without water is a war crime, actually.
Hey, man, Esau knows how to pull that shit off. Amalek, too.
Saying that U.S. strikes have now hit 2 drinking water tanks in Syriac southern
You know they did that shit on purpose. You know how to, yeah.
Iran, cutting off all drinking water.
Something like this is coming to America.
In the district. Can't live without water.
Or you would have water, but then the water is it's not treated. So you're going to have to be drinking some shitty-ass water going to give you diarrhea.
Welcome to the Ridge at Twin Rivers in Covington, Georgia, where value meets lasting.
Drinking water distribution infrastructure, including 2 concrete reservoirs with capacities of 500 and 2,000 cubic meters, along with their related mechanical facilities. This was drinking water for a city and 10 villages with a population total of about 20,000 people, and those were all destroyed. So the U.S. says, okay, we're done. We're done now. That's what they're trying to say. But the question is whether or not Iran is going to accept that after leaving 20,000 people without drinking water. That is, I think, the big question. But apparently, Trump says now, because Iran, I think, is saying, well, we're going to come back and get you. I mean, you can't hit our infrastructure. And, that's your retaliation.
I'm going to stop right there. But anyway, what is it? Iran says, we're not afraid of fighting losers. America is a fucking loser. You're going to lose big time. You're going to be destroyed. Let's get to this next one. Let's see what it's about. It got some videos about uproars of the people.
Shifting focus to the latest from Bolivia that is facing one of its most serious periods of unrest in recent years. President Rodrigo Paz has signaled that his patience with weeks of protests and road blockades is running out and raised the very prospect of emergency measures that could potentially bring military onto the streets. For weeks, demonstrators have blocked major roads and staged protests across the country, bringing much of Bolivia to a near standstill. The disruption has driven up food and fuel prices, resulted in shortages of basic food amenities and intensified pressure on a government already grappling with a deep economic crisis. Violence has accompanied the unrest. Riot police have used tear gas in repeated attempts to clear blockades. In some areas, officers were forced to retreat after coming under gunfire, leaving several police personnel wounded. Protesters have also hurled stones and burnt tires during confrontations. According to Bolivian Ombudsman's office, at least 14 civilians have been injured as well. The protesters are demanding stronger action from Paz's administration, and this in order to address the country's economic difficulties. Some groups have even gone further, calling on him to step down from his post. The president has adopted an increasingly hard line. It was on Monday that Paz blamed what he called narco-terrorists for the unrest and warned that their days are numbered. His comments came a day after Bolivia's legislature approved a new law, and this law could potentially pave the way for a state of emergency. If declared, the measure could authorize military deployment to suppress the protest and remove the road blockades. Paz has also suggested that former President Evo Morales and his alleged coca-growing supporters are helping drive the protests in an effort to destabilize his government. Paz is leading Bolivia's first conservative administration in 2 decades. Waving fight flags and chanting peace for the capital, La Paz, hundreds of people marched through the capital on Monday, demanding an end to road blockades. Prior to this, President Rodrigo Paz wrote on social media in which he acknowledged that La Paz and El Alto were still facing difficult conditions. However, he said that concrete progress was beginning to emerge, particularly in fuel distribution. The unrest also comes just months after the pro-business president took office in November. Thereby, he promised to resolve Bolivia's worst economic crisis in decades. However, unpopular economic reforms and what critics describe as failure to respond adequately to social demands have fueled growing public sentiment. The Paz administration has also received support from abroad, with President Donald Trump's newly launched Shield of America's Alliance, an anti-cartel coalition that includes pro-US governments in Argentina, Bolivia and Chile. They have offered unequivocal backing to President Paz as his government confronts the ongoing crisis.
And you can see residents there in Belfast scrambling as all hell is breaking loose in the area due to people clashing against migrants. This is all sparked.
What the hell? Well, this show is
By
talking.
a horrific attempted.
I would say this show are talking a lot about this heat wave around the whole world. China accused Japan of spying from. Whatever.
Murder here of a man in Belfast, and it sparked international outrage. You've got footage captured around 10:30 p.m. on Monday evening, appearing to show a man described by police as a 30-year-old asylum seeker who had been granted indefinite leave to remain in Northern Ireland. He was violently stabbing another man in the street. The video shows the man, named today as Hadi Al-Adid, standing astride a bloody victim, holding a knife to his throat and his fist in the air. The police said the kitchen knife was recovered from the scene. The man, named by residents as Stephen Ogilvie, he apparently suffered the knife wounds to the face, neck, and back. People extremely upset over this. And you have Santiago Abascal. He is the leader of the hard-right Spanish party Vox. He said on social media that Europe is not condemned to passively coexist with those who stab, slit throats, and rape in broad daylight every day. He says there's another path.
And wait, Esau don't do the same?
Another future. And they have total intolerance toward all this barbarous action that is happening in the streets. They're calling for immediate deportations and
But you know all this shit orchestrated. But hey, even though it's orchestrated, hey, it's leading to chaos and disorder. And then you know, chip implants, all kind of shit. Anyway.
Groups of people have been going house to house, door to door in different areas after blocking the streets off, looking for migrants.
Look at these violent goons. Look at these violent. They ain't no damn better than the migrants. If they out there doing shit, they ain't no better either. They flipping cars over, beating up. Well, I don't care if they jumping on top of police cars or trucks like monkeys, jumping on top of them. I don't care about all that. But you fucking up people's other property and shit. Fuck that shit.
Legal migrants.
Burning, what is it, the bus? They been setting buses on fire too?
You can see this some of the damage done here in the images. The fires, the different areas across town in North Belfast affected or related to this. I'm going to leave a link below so you guys can look into this and watch.
Anyway.
A knife attack has ignited a firestorm in Belfast, with furious crowds torching homes and vehicles as tension spilled onto the streets. The suspect, in fact, a Sudanese national, is in custody facing murder charges as the police race to contain the unrest. In fact, the area finds itself gripped by one of its most volatile nights in recent memory.
Somebody's got a damn. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. These Edomites, they so civilized. They so civilized. Look how civilized. You know this nigga ain't handicapped. Or maybe he is. Maybe he is. I'm thinking his ass probably out there looting too. He out there looting and riding too in his electric scooter.
Flames light up the night sky. A city bus burns.
Goddamn houses on fire and shit. But you know another thing, paid provocateurs. But then it could be genuinely a bunch of angry crackers that's running around just being terrorists and burning shit on, setting shit on fire and shit, just destroying their own community. Why they're destroying their own community? You know how funny how motherfuckers say that shit, trying to be funny. I remember years ago, a movie called Blue something with Kurt Russell. It was about the LA riots. I'm watching this movie at this Edomite house, and there's this other Edomite there. And these two niggas talking about some, damn, they just destroying their own community. How can they be doing? Bitch, we ain't got no fucking community, motherfucker. If we did, you niggas, if we had a genuine community, you niggas would have set it on fire like you did before. Blowing it up, dropping sticks of dynamite and shit. Yeah, and having machine gunners and snipers on high areas and hilltops, shooting people up, and killing people if they try to escape from all that shit. Yeah. But that's historical. But anyway, look at these criminals. Look at these gangsters. Look at these thugs out there tearing shit up, their own community up.
In the middle of the
road. They're supposedly hunting down migrants. I don't think no migrants in there, but they just set that bitch on fire.
Cars are torched.
And why are cars torched? Hell, there ain't no migrants in those cars.
Windows shatter.
Just a bunch of damn niggers. Fucking red ass niggers.
Crowds surge through the streets as police
Look at that. You can't catch that nigga. Let a nigga do the tooth. I'm surprised he that fast.
Able to contain the chaos.
Goddamn, the thug on the run.
In parts of Belfast, fear spreads faster than the
Hey,
fire.
look, they giving hell to their own people. Yeah, Edomites catching hell from other Edomites.
Families flee their homes. Riot officers face projectiles. Streets that only hours earlier were calm are transformed into scenes of anger and disorder.
And why all this time they can't find no damn migrants out there. And you know, this is Ireland too. That's another thing. If this is Ireland, yeah, this is Ireland. So you know, you got Jake amongst them. In Ireland. Yeah, but they still violent thugs though.
Across Northern Ireland,
You gotta have some Edomites there, shit. Anyway.
anti-immigration demonstrations erupt. Some descend into violence. Others watch in disbelief as the city becomes a battleground.
What's this resolve? It's literally destroying our own community. And two people from the own community lost their property.
I mean, when it's so, I just like. Anyway.
So it's just a time to rebuild it all up, man. Go down the housing sector and go from there.
This is terrifying. Actually, I'm sad for whatever happened that night. It's unacceptable in our society. And seeing the way things did come out, it was very difficult to watch.
A feeling I'll never get over. Standing there watching one house get burnt down. Losing everything. What it is,
House destroyed in violence, and they destroyed his house. Yeah, and the violent thugs.
it is now, mate. Don't mean it's.
Behind the chaos is a brutal act, a graphic video that spread rapidly across social media. The footage showed a man being repeatedly attacked within North Belfast. Bystanders rushed in to save the victim before police arrived. As rumors flew and details emerged, grief rapidly curdled into vengeance. Far-right protesters staged anti-immigration protest in London. Authorities and politicians are urging calm.
Mr. Speaker, people are rightly sickened by the horrific attack on Monday night in North Belfast. As you have just said, the man arrested has been in court in Belfast this morning and charged.
He's been arrested, he's been charged, but y'all niggas still want to tear the fucking city down or burn the city down. Man, I thought justice was served, right? It just ain't good enough.
But let me be clear, Mr. Speaker. The acts of violence and arson that followed are totally...
Like I said, it could have been like a stage, get the crowd all riled up to go and be stupid asses. Yeah, they had them paid agents. But anyway, whatever.
unjustified. Stop looking at this nonsense. Stop listening to these idiots. We will be going after them for the incitement that they've been doing.
The latest bout of violence comes as tensions remain high across Britain, with populist parties accusing the asylum policy of allowing dangerous people into the country. Immigration is a hot-button issue in Britain and has helped the rise of the hard-right Reform UK party led by Nigel Farage. Some politicians say the stabbing should spark a review of the open border between Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK, and the Republic of Ireland. Bureau Report.
More chaos being created. Better seek Yahweh Shema Shah. Let's get to this one. This is Jimmy Dore show. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get to this scripture real quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the times diligently and itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So pay attention. See all the things that's happening. It's escalating, intensifying, it's growing, it's building, increasing, from earthquakes in diverse places. For therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, that earthquakes in diverse places in the world, and plus uproars of people, protests. Yeah, whole bunch of that shit. They're showing you signs, and hey man, the world getting more toxic, more violent, wars building up. What else? Just a whole bunch of shit intensifying. The weather getting crazy. People acting more demonic. Whole bunch of shit. A lot of animals dying off. Esau being more of a bigger nigger than ever. And Amalek too. Fucking nigger. Damn demon. He being more demonic. Anyway, there's a whole lot of shit. And hey, guess what? The Lord is showing some miracles, bruh. He's showing them chariots showing up, angels showing up. What else? Men, there's more of a bigger awakening. Yeah, more of the Israelites waking up to who they truly are. That's a miracle too. Yep. A whole lot of things happening. But letting you know we at the end. Then shalt thou well understand that that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And the end is manifest and showing you that Esau's world coming to an end, and Jacob gonna be next to rule the world. Yep, and gonna do better. We're gonna do far so much better than Esau, Amalek. Them niggas, this motherfucking shit this place sucks. And if anybody want to live in this side of the world, you can go ahead and do it till the missile come, nigga. I don't give a fuck. They get to Matthew chapter 24 verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Yeah, you see that when all these when the people divided, they goddamn fighting one another. Especially it's happening. Hey man, America is divided like crazy in so many ways. But this here talking about nations and kingdoms, yeah. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Let's get to this last one with Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore talking about the same thing. Well, he talking about all this protesting here in Belfast.
Introducing the all-wheel drive S from Pedal Electric. Today, I'm going to show you why this is the only electric bike you'll ever need and how it checks out.
They were coming together to protest against the rising fuel prices, and they can't let that happen. They can't let people come together. They have to find a way to divide people and distract them, and to me, that's what this is.
Oh.
I'm going to cover the Belfast riots that are happening. They're going door to door, attacking immigrants, right? And on one hand, you can understand why, but they're, again,
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, why are you worrying about immigrants? And they should be protesting about the chip implant. I know it ain't implemented, but that shit's going down. But this is how you America should be. You niggas should be protesting about the daggone gas price, food price, tax and such, and actually tearing shit up because of all that.
Remember this, chaos favors the establishment. And so
yeah, never let a good crisis go to waste.
the idea that they have flooded Western...
So when this shit happens, they can always put in their, implement some new shit to you know, pretty much come down with the hammer on people, but on something that they created.
Europe on purpose.
Or was it problem, reaction, solution, or whatever?
With immigrants from war-torn countries that NATO and the United States and Israel have been blowing the crap
yeah,
out.
They got nowhere else to go. And when they roll the red carpet to them over in this country, shit, they don't have no other solutions of giving them housing. Well, they give them something. But anyway,
or enabling, keep that in mind, right? And because so now so they never look at the cause; they're only attacking the symptom, and the symptom is a flooding of immigrants in your country. So keep that in mind, right? So here is this is a clip from Tucker Show, and they're going to explain how this all came to be, and then we're going to cover the riots. Okay.
The doomed ideology of conservatism. Why did it never conserve anything? Conservatism has largely become a kind of political and media phenomenon in which you monetize outrage by whinging about terrible effects and never investigate causes. If you want to solve the problem,
what's the root of the problem? What caused this? But they just complain about this is happening over here. We got to do something about it. But what caused that issue? What caused that problem to happen?
Where they come from, that might be a good start. But if you do solve the problem, then poof, your audience disappears. It is kind of fatal to the grifter. We should try and move beyond that model of simply spectating, of being kind of voyeurs of the obscenity of our own existence, and try and say, can't we do better? And you can't do better if you don't know how bad has been done.
You are pointing a finger to the cause of the...
Hey, just like you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans. These people, especially these goofy ass Asian folks, be jumping online. I ain't talking about all you Asian folks, but some of them ain't got no goddamn sense. Get on that bandwagon and point the finger at Jake as being this and being bad and being evil and all this shit. Being poor, pretty much being poor. Yeah, we got some bad apples in a bunch. Yeah, I can admit that shit. We got some assholes, some all that other shit, but goddamn, the biggest asshole be Esau, him so-called white man, but he ain't white, he's red, he's a baby dick sucking Jewish faggot nigger. Anyway, you pointing finger at that motherfucker. But anyway, when it comes to you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, have you people forgotten how do we end up in these conditions? First off, biblically, we're under the curses of Yahweh Bashim Shah. First off, but if you don't believe the Bible, cool, all right. Well, let's just say this. If you don't believe in the Bible, we ain't got to go there. But that's ultimately the reason why, because we went off from our power, and now our Heavenly Father got to whoop our ass because of it. But then also, second off, the Lord is using Esau as a whooping stick to whoop our ass with, and Esau has a perpetual hatred towards you Israelites, and he's going to try to keep you down. He's going to put his foot on your throat. He gonna do this. He gonna do that. He gonna put fucking poison in the fucking food, which that's gonna also affect his own people. He gonna spray chemicals all up in the atmosphere over where Jake lived, but it's gonna ultimately affect his people too, because that chemical's gonna shift over to where Edomites live. And also the water, poison, clothes, poison, everything's poison. Shit, and it's all gonna shift off and affect Esau. But anyway, they don't never bother to look at what caused this to happen. Why are these people in poverty? Why are they acting like buffoons? Why are they acting like this? Why are they being like that? Never think about that. Why is there guns in the goddamn in their community? They put them motherfuckers there in pallets. Shit. Why do they always be drugged? Anyway, why are these people? They're known. Like say, look at the pictures of the 1960s and the 50s and the 40s. Boy, we was all done up, looking sharp as a tick or a tack or a nail, sharp as a nail. Or a razor with our clothes. That's just an old way of slang of saying we were sharp, like clean or neat. But anyway, the women was dressed right and all that other stuff. But what caused? We had our own shit. We had our own network of businesses, transportation, boats, and we were about to do business internationally until them bums came along and fire and angry crackers with guns. That what caused the problem. Esau, pretty much. I just get straight to the point. But they don't never want to address that problem. Why we in these conditions? Why you so-called blacks and Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Indians in these conditions? Because of Esau. But ultimately, the Lord, because those are curses. But if you don't believe in the Bible, let's just stick with Esau. Because Esau don't want you, Israelites, to come over or become greater than him. He want to keep you at the bottom so he can feel like he's the man. That's the reason why we in these conditions. Everything is done by design. You don't believe it? I don't give a fuck, nigga. Y'all world coming to an end, by the way. Damn, that's a lot to say. Anyway, but yeah, that y'all world coming to an end. If you don't believe that, shit, just sit back and watch. Well, hell, matter of fact, you seeing it right now. You should be feeling it. Hell, you losing your world, you losing your girl, you losing your mind. And it's gonna be by that time these niggas gonna come with that great wrath. So you Israelites better get ready for that shit and seek Yahweh Shema Shah and repent.
Problems and not just hyperventilating with the problems themselves, as I did, for
Yeah, they
example.
just talking about the problem, but they don't never bother to investigate what caused the problem.
News for so long. So congratulations to you, shame on me, but notice who had a higher paying job. So I guess that kind of your
What the fuck is that?
making your point.
So, and what are some of the causes?
The war industry is a huge crisis management model that saturates our political class and effectively sponsors them and then permissions further misadventures that result in mass destruction, misery, and of course, magnifying the scale of mass migration. If you look into mass migration, it has been missold to us as a human rights affair. It's not. It's a business. It's become an industry at scale where governments and NGOs permission the arrival of millions of people, which are often transported into the West by criminal gangs that charge them considerable amounts of money to do so, and this in turn was created by these pointless wars that we fought time and again over the last decades. The war industry
it's the war industry. Again, the terrorists are us.
And Edomites, so-called white people. They ain't white, they're red, and they baby they sucking Jewish faggot niggers. Over here in America and Israel, and pretty much all over the world, all you other nations that's dominated by rulers of Edomites.
That's what creates this mass migration. That's why they get rid of Gaddafi. A big a reason they got rid of Gaddafi was to open the spigot for refugees to come through.
You know what? All this shit leading to that chip implant. So, you know, they want to get, hey, they going to get these refugees chipped too. And they going to want people chip. I don't know what the plan, I mean, all I know this shit's leading to that chip implant. I can't give you a breakdown on how it's going to lead to that, but I'm going to tell you it's going to lead to it. Anyway,
Libya and flood Western Europe. This is planned. And that's what that guy's saying. And he's also saying that the people who are the most outraged about it in conservative media are never talk about the cause. They'll never tell you it was why we got rid of Gaddafi. They'll never talk
and who's responsible for it?
about the Iraq war. They'll never talk about Syrian war. They'll never talk about Yemen and Somalia and all the Senegal. They'll never talk about any of that stuff. The causes of the mass migration.
And if you ask that question, oh, we don't need to get to that. We don't. Yeah, that's not important. Change the subject.
People don't want to leave their countries, but when you bomb the hell out of them and kill them, they do. So here, let's. Anything you want to say so far?
Yeah, I mean, shit, just like us. I mean, we like fucking refugees. We're not refugees. We're prisoners of war over here in America, and I'm just speaking of America. For the Northern Kingdom tribe or the Native Indians, shit, they prisoners of war. Look at them looking in poverty. What caused that to happen? I mean, shit. And I'll be damned. You motherfuckers that stupid not to realize what caused that to happen? Shit, you know who? Esau, Amalek. Fucking niggers.
Garland?
Well, no, it's exactly that. And not only do they cause these problems, and then they benefit from them. You go to the wealthiest neighborhoods and you look at the people that's cutting their grass and cleaning their houses and watching.
Hey, I'm one of them. Cutting their grass. Shit. And you got Israelites cleaning them houses up, building their mansions, building their stadiums, building their roads and building this and building that. And of course you got some Edomites doing it. Well, some of them Edomites could be Jake too. But anyway, mostly Israelites doing all this labor, cheap labor. Anyway, I'm fucking tired of this fucking place.
Their children, they drive down.
Oh yeah, babysitting their children, nannying their children and all that shit. And the children turn around to like the nanny. Look, they think the nanny's the mama. They like, mom ain't mom. Not nanny. My nanny's my mommy. Shit.
Labor using this, and then when the cost of labor is driven down and regular people are hurt economically, and we're looking for someone to blame, they say, don't look at the ruling class who made the decisions to create this problem. Look at the people that are impoverished and are being abused here, or being mistreated here, just like you are.
Bureau Brewing is in.
I think that's it. Damn, what the hell? Yeah, that's it. I ain't gonna play no more. I think I'm done. I was thinking about playing this, but about Japan's first rest. Pretty much talking about population. Yeah, their population going to shit, but hey, them the curses of the Lord, man. The Lord cursing you heathens. I mean, if you want the population to boost up in Japan, hell, all you gotta do is parachute parachute drop some damn Jakes in that bitch. They got Jakes in there. Hell, there's a lot of Jakes in there, especially some bunch of Edomites that look like Ammonites. But if you want more population growth in Japan, yeah, drop off some more Jakes over there. Give them some housing and some food or a job and shit. Hey, and Jake see some women. Hey, and Jake gonna smooth talk them women out them panties, and he gonna get them draws. Yeah, and none like Esau. This nigga here wanna rape your ass. Shit. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Any scriptures I got? No, I don't. But anyway, seek Yahweh Shema Shah by seeking his prophets and take heed what it say and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah by praying Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, repenting Yahweh Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing their truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah. Stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order. Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.